Hello, guys. Hi. Thanks for joining me on our final workshop for May on the fundamentals of coaching and the business of coaching. So today might be really quick, might finish early. It's just a little about recap on what all the three workshops that we've had, and then of course also give room for any questions that you may have as well. So for some of you that, they've not been joining or maybe not met me before, so new members, my name is MaryFash, and I'm the co-founder of Association of Black Coaches. And yes, I am a business coach and strategist as well. This is what I do all the time. I help businesses, service-based especially, to create a consistent flow of income in their business using my proven clarity to sale methods. So that's what I do in a nutshell. And so today, I don't want to waste your time. I'm just going to go right dive into it. So I'm going to share my screen and share the first workshop that we had. I'm not going into it from word to word from beginning to the end. We're just going to take out a few bits and bobs just to remind ourselves of what we learned or on that session. So just bear with me. Let me just share my screen. Yeah. Cool. I hope we are all okay. I don't think this is the one. Let's see. No, let's open the other one. This is from last week. So I'm just going to open the first one that we had. Yeah, so the first ever workshop we had, we looked into obviously the definition of coaching. What exactly is coaching? And the reason, before I even go into this, the reason why we try to do this workshop is to give some level of understanding and knowledge about what coaching is, because I do know a lot of people that new coaches in the industry now. So it's very, very key that we ground ourselves in the real meaning of coaching and how that differs to other type of services, such like mentoring, counseling, therapy, and things like that. Because some people, I've seen some clients, I've seen some people in the industry where they believe they're coaching, but to be fair, it's not coaching. So it's very key that we understand what the fundamentals are, what the principles of coaching is or are, and also to look into the business of coaching. There is no point in you saying you're running a business coach. I know it's all about making impact, but at the same time, if you're not making money, you're not going to be able to make impact. You're going to struggle to make impact. Even charity organizations get funding, meaning that whatever business you're running, everybody needs money. Okay, so this is why we cite, and then to show you how you can do that. And we've had some feedback from a lot of coaches where they've gone back to their they've left a full-time job to work on their business, coaching business, but then they've gone back to the full-time business. Now, I'm not the one to tell you never don't go back to full-time or don't do full-time, do whatever makes you happy. However, people are going back to full-time because of money. So meaning that they don't have the right tools, strategies, help to get them to run that coaching business profitably. And this is why we exist, to help you run your business profitably, and also to just show you how you can create a sustainable and successful coaching business. So this is why we said, let's do this. Even though it's a very short workshop, like, 4 weeks, 3 weeks workshop, today's just a recap. It's something we aim to continue to help our members to do as long as they are members, to just continue to help them, guide them, support them, give them all the tools they need, strategies they need to be better and to create a sustainable business. So that is what all this workshop is all about. Okay, so definitions, right? Coaching. Coaching is a partnership between coaching and the client, the coach and the coachee, right? The coach helps the client to achieve their personal best, goals to produce results they want in their personal and professional lives. It's helping them to learn. Coaching is helping your client to learn. Coaching is a process that aims to improve performance and focuses on the here and now rather than on the distant past or future. So it's about helping your client to achieve their own personal or goals or development goals or professional goals. What is the essence of coaching? Is to help the person change the way they wish and help them to go in the direction they want to go. Coaching supports a person in every level in becoming who they want to be. It builds awareness, empowers choices, and leads to change. It unlocks a person's potential to maximize their performance. Coaching helps them to learn rather than teaching them. As a coach, you don't teach. As a coach, so your client already has a goal. They have where they want to be, destination they want to be, where they want to go. Now, the issue is they don't know how to get there, for example. So your job, and the funny thing is they have it in them, they have the answers within them, but they've not realized it yet. But as a coach, your job is to ask effective questions and proactive listening to help them to bring those things out, to identify those things with the answers within them, bring it out, and then they'll find that pathway and they find the, the direction to where they want to get to. Your job as a coach is not to know it all, is not to be an expert, it's just to know and understand how to ask effective how to question your client in order to give the answers that will help them get to where they need to get to. So that is coaching. So now let's look at the differences. We have mentoring. Mentoring is when a senior colleague, seen as more knowledgeable, gives advice. Now, when we had this session, one of our members gave a good contribution that says, being a senior colleague or knowledgeable is different between age. It doesn't depend on how old you are. I can be 26, but I'm more knowledgeable than you that you're 36 because I've experienced certain things. So because of that, I senior you based on that. Being senior in seniority in something is not about age. It's about the experience, the knowledge that you have about something. If I know something, I can mentor someone that's 40 years old because I already have answers I've already been through, so I can mentor that person. Mentoring involves a wide range of discussions. I may not be limited to work context. A mentor is a sponsor with great professional experience in their client's field of work. So let's say I am a mental health nurse, for example, and then maybe a senior mental health nurse, and there's a junior mental health nurse. So in that field, I am more experienced, I am more knowledgeable than a new junior coming in. So they can put that person under me to mentor them, right? So you will tell them what to do. You will show them things. So it's different from coaching because coaching is asking questions. So the clients get to, get the answer and find a solution themselves. Mentoring, you're meant to bring your skills, your expertise to help your mentee. So you can ask questions, of course, definitely, but you're meant to really show them and guide them based on your own experience and share your own experience with them, your skills, your expertise with them to help them get to the level that they need to get to. The next one is therapy. Therapy is different from coaching. However, some coaching, there's a thin line between that and therapy. I've had, coach colleague, in the industry where they're like, oh my goodness, Mary, I finished coaching and oh my God, me and this client, we're just crying on the phone. So it's almost like she wants to go and do, therapist course just to understand how to deal when things like that happen. There's a really thin line between coaching and therapy, and we have to be careful to set the right boundaries, right ground rules so that we don't cross the lines. I remember when we had this session as well, one of the members also said that, now they're having to look into a course around therapy because it crosses over with their coaching, and which is fantastic. This session is not to tell you must take your coaching, you cannot do therapy. No, if your coaching requires you being a bit of a therapist, then we would advise you, encourage you to go and get some knowledge and experience in that therapy so that when that time comes and when your coaching is clashing or is crossing over to therapy, you know what to do. Therapy is working with a client who seeks relief from psychological and physical symptoms. The client wants emotional healing and relief from mental pain. Therapy deals with client's mental health. However, coaching deals with the client's mental growth. The client's motives for entering therapy or counseling is usually to get away from pain or discomfort rather than moving towards a desired goals. Both therapy and counseling are more likely to involve understanding and working with past experience than coaching. Counseling. Counseling is working with a client who feels uncomfortable or dissatisfied with their life. They are seeking guidance and advice. A counselor works remedially on client's problem. A coach does not do that. Okay, a coach does not give advice. A coach can give from own personal advice, but they have to be careful. They have to take permission from the client. Say, is it okay for me to share my and make sure to say that this is just my personal experience. This is what happened to me, what I did, but it's not an obligation for the client to take that route, right? So it's very key that we differentiate these things. So of course, we then obviously ask, so we want to ask yourself, so where do you belong? So does this part just, few session, and if you missed the session, you can watch the replay on our website in the resource hub. The question out to you is, this session, has it been a confirmation that yes, you're in the right path, or the right path, you're in the right, yes, you're a coach, nothing else, nothing more? Or is it telling that, oh, maybe I'm more of mentoring, or maybe I'm more of that, based on what the explanations on definitions are? What is it telling you? What is it showing you? Where do you belong now that you know all these things? So that is just a brief recap about our first session. So now I'm going to share the second session, which is a principles of coaching. So what is principle? A principle is a comprehensive and fundamental law, doctrine, or assumption, a rule or code of conduct, a habitual devotion to right principles. That's an example, a man of principle. So each individual one of us, we have a value, we have principle that we live our lives by. Even in your household as a family, there's a set of like unwritten rule, principle that we follow. Even if you're a Christian, if you go to church, they have their own doctrine. Like for example, where I worship, my church, if you're a woman and you're a worker in the church, so I'm an usher, my church, like a steward. I don't wear trousers. We're not allowed to wear trousers. It doesn't mean that is a sin if I do wear it, but is the doctrine, is a rule of that church. Other churches, they wear trousers, that's okay, but that is their own doctrine, right? And as long as I am in that church, I have to abide by that law, or they will see me as a rebel, right? So same thing for coaching. As a coach, there's some principles that you need to kind of adhere to make you an effective and a right coach for your client. So we're going to look into that. So what's the definition of principles of coaching? The coachee should feel listened to. The coachee is also your client. Understood, supported, stimulated, and focused. The principle of coaching are to define the borders, purposes, and styles of coaching to help the coachee to perform his or desires and fulfill their requisites, right? So principle of coaching are what is a border, is a doctrine, set of rules, or how you should do certain things when you're coaching that would help your client to perform their desires and to be able to fulfill their requisite. So what are those principles here? I've listed out 8 for us, and I'm sure other people, you might have other ones that you have that you think is relevant, and that's fantastic. So coaching spirit, you must have a coaching spirit. You must want to do this. You must want to make impact. You must want to change people's lives, help people. So you must have that coaching spirit. It's not everybody can be a coach, right? So you must check. Do you have the coaching spirit? Do you have the patience? Do I have the attitude? Do you have the attributes of being a coach? Relationship and trust, right? So let's go one by one. The coaching spirit. You believe in human potential for greatness. There's no point in being a coach if you don't believe your client has potential for greatness, or they're meant to be great in life, they have purpose. There's no point in you being a coach. You believe fulfillment flows from adding value to others. For you as a coach, it's all about adding value to people's life, adding value to your client's life. The coaching spirit, makes you believe, you bring out the best in people and let them lead. In coaching, is client led. Let them lead. You use influence rather than position. Just because you're the coach, you want to talk at them, talk to them, talk down to them. No, there's no position. In this case, even your client is the leader, is more, we're looking at position, they are meant to be higher you. You are a servant leadership as a coach. You're meant to listen, you're meant to serve them, to impact their life, to add value to their life by listening and asking the right questions. So you use your influence, to help and coach them. You thrive on challenges and flexibility. You're not rigid, you're agile. You believe when we grow others, we also grow ourselves. Then you also believe that a coach still needs a coach. This is one thing that a lot of people struggle with. I don't know why coaches don't want to hire a coach or hire a mentor. You don't know it all. You have to keep learning. Somebody has been there before, done it better than you. Why not take that, that step in learning from them? We all need a coach. I have marketing coach, I have a personal development coach, I have a career coach, I have a business coach, I have a life coach, So I have all these people that that when I'm stuck somewhere, I can easily, access them. We all need coaches in our life. So it's very key to tap into the experience, the knowledge, the expertise, and the guidance. Relationship and trust. Your clients need to be able to have a rapport with you. You know, you as a coach, you must maintain authentic rapport, have a sense of humor, be able to touch your heart with care and sincerity. Practice integrity and build trust. Be reliable, be trustworthy as a coach. Your client to trust you completely. They need to know that whatever information they're giving you, they're not going to hear it on BBC News. They're not going to hear it anywhere else. It's confidential. Let them trust you. You know, act what you speak, what you preach. Practice integrity. Be a man or woman of your words. It's very key. Questions and curiosity. As a coach, curiosity should ignite your spirit. Like you just want to know more. And as you know more is by asking questions, effective questions. And so that's one thing that if anything you're going to learn from this workshop is asking effective questions as a coach. Ask questions that empower and create buy-in. Don't ask close-ended question where the answer is yes or no and that's it. No, we have to learn the art of asking effective questions. Avoid judgmental and advice-oriented questions. Remember, I said something about before in the first workshop about we're not really there to give advice. We're meant to ask questions for them to answer and then for them to realize a solution themselves, find the answers themselves. Powerful questions release solutions. Asking great questions requires practice. It's not a day job. The more you do it, the more you practice it, the better you become. Listening and intuition. Listen rather than tell. If there's anything that you're going to take away from today, it's all about listening. As a coach, we need to develop the habit of listening. And when I'm saying listening, you have to be present and turn off your inner dialogue. I used to I used to struggle with this. When you're talking to me, I could pick up on the point that you're saying, and my head has got 100 miles. I'm already thinking about what you said, but then I've lost you because I'm not present anymore. I'm in my head thinking about the things you've said, so I'm not with you anymore. So it's very key that we listen and also we are present and we turn off that our inner voice, inner dialogue that's going on while you are talking because it makes us absent from the presence of our client. Avoid jumping to premature conclusions. Yes, don't jump into premature conclusions. Have all your fact. Listen to get everything before you just jump in and just assume or just assume conclusions. Be impartial and not judgmental. We are not judge. We are here to understand, to listen, to ask questions, and to be neutral. We're not here to judge anybody. Listen again. Yes, listen came back again. Listen deeply, use observation and intuition. You would know, especially if you're with this client, you've been working with them for some weeks or that you're together for like months or whatever, you would know, through observation that something is not right because you already know who they are, you know their attitude, you know how they behave, how they act. So your intuition would not tell you something is wrong somewhere, whether they're telling the truth or they're not telling the truth, but do not make sure you don't judge. Okay, it's very key. Feedback and awareness. Again, remember we're talking about principle of coaching. Feedback, an effective coach will, enjoy feedback and awareness. You embrace feedback to triumph. We all need feedback. I thrive in feedback. I want to know so I can become better. I finished a project with a client last week, Friday.
Sorry, could you say that again? Sorry.
I finished the project with a client last Friday, and guess what I did? I created a survey questionnaire for myself, how I've done on that project, asking them how else can I improve? If they have any other thing they want what areas I want to improve to be better at. I share that out. It's always good to get this kind of feedback to be better in our services. And when it's an acceptance cultivates transformation. Goals and action plans. This is also what you need to, as a coach, to be aware of. Establish goal ownership and commitment. Create strategies and action plans for goals for your clients. Keep score of goals and action steps. Allow coaches to decide on goals to work on. It's not about you. I keep saying it's not about you, it's about your client. Allow them to decide on the goals they want to work on. And then you would then help them to create strategies, create an action plan, create strategies to achieve those goals, and keeping tab and accountability. Use visualization techniques to maintain focus and to leverage the law of attraction. Accountability and accomplishments. Support goal completion continuously. Checking on your clients. How are they doing? How are they feeling with their goals? Where are they? What's stopping them? Is there any obstacles? Is there any issue that's delaying them or hindering them from delivering their goals or achieving their goals? Be there, support them, be an accountability partner to them. Accountability drives accomplishment is very key. Don't just leave them to themselves and say, oh, we'll meet again next session. Reach out, check in on them, see how they're doing, and see if there's any way you can help. Acknowledge effort and progress. Everybody loves a bit of praise. If there is something well, tell them well done. Even though if they're not done their goal, but they're being honest, they're showing up, praise them for that effort of showing up. Acknowledge it. And the tiny, whether the progress is tiny or massive, encourage them, acknowledge that, tell them well done. They're doing great for showing up, for making that progress. Never judge. Safe and supportive environment. We all need our thinking to be challenged at times, but when you offer when you offer without sufficient support, challenge can cause damage by decreasing trust and eroding morale. Providing safety and support includes assuring people that they've been heard and their feelings and values are understood. It builds trust, encourages honesty and candor, and helps your coachee, your client, to feel safe. It's up to you as a coach to create an environment where risk taking feels rewarding, not risky. So keep your attitude as open and as non judgmental as possible. Let the coachee, your client, know you support them, even as you test their knowledge and skills. It's very key that your client feels safe and supported, have the right environment, and it's your job as a coach to make sure that happens. So yeah, so that's the eighth principle that we've gone through quickly. Again, if you missed the session, you can catch up with it in our resource hub where the recorded video has been uploaded. So now I'm not gonna go to our third workshop, which is about the business of coaching. Of course, you're gonna see me smiling because that's what I'm about, how you can make money in your coaching business. So what do we mean by business of coaching? It means making money while running your coaching business. It's as simple as that. You can be good at something, a skill, a talent, but if you do not understand how to run it as a business, then that you have an expensive hobby, not a business. So you started your coaching business to make impact, right? Also to create income because you want to stop your full-time job. So for you to stop a full-time job, you need an income from your coaching business, if I'm correct, right? So today, obviously, I'm just going to show you how you can make, that impact and also make an income at the same time without getting burnt out. So let's do this. So to create a successful and sustainable business, coaching business, the first thing you need to do is understand is clarity. Understand your why. Why are you doing this? Why are we choosing coaching? Why not mentoring? Why not doing your full-time career? Why are you not doing another business? Why this? What is the passion behind it? What is the story behind it? Why have you chosen to do this? It's very good to get that clarity because then you can use that as a story to people, to clients, to understand why you're doing what you're doing is very, very key. And then your problem statement. What problem is your coaching, your business, your coaching, your service, what business problem is it solving for the client is very key. But before we get there, we're going to, let's look into your ideal client, actually your niche, actually. As a coach, as you know, the different, industry is huge. So as a coach, you want to start thinking, okay, what coach am I? What coach am I, what industry, what part of industry I want to be? Am I going to business coach? Am I going to be a health coach, a life coach, a purpose coach, whatever coach, parent and teen coach? What area of the niche of the industry do you want to attach yourself to? It's very key to do that because then you don't want to be too broad, then your messaging would not be concise, would not be focused. You need to have a laser focused messaging, and it starts from you identifying your niche. Then when you identify your niche, and you want to, let's say, for example, I'm going to be a business coach, for example. Every business coach is too vague. You can come down to level. You want to be a sales coach. Do you want to be sorry, I think it says my My sharing has stopped. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure you guys are seeing this. I'm not sure why it's not sharing. Let's stop sharing and let's do it again just to make sure you guys can see it. Okay, you are screen sharing. Fantastic. So you've identified your niche. I'm saying, for example, I'm going to use business coach as example, a business coach, right? Now, it's still vague. Under business, you have marketing coach, you have sales coach, you have brand coach, you have different kind of coach in the business. You have to decide which one. You have clarity coach, which like I am. Which one do you want to be? Decide, what niche you're going into. Then after you do that, you now go into your ideal client. So again, business coach, I've moved on to a clarity coach. Now, in business, we have product based, you have service based, and we have hybrid. So, what kind of client do I want? So, I've said I want to work with service based businesses, right? So, people like coaches, virtual assistant, name it, right? Between the first and 5 years of running a business in operation, these are the people that I want to work with, that I want to support, I want to help. So, once I've identified that, my ideal client, of course, there's more to that you want to know. Let's say, what's the income level like? Would they also have a full-time job while they run a business on the side? Yes, actually, for me, yes, because then my process and system strategies work well for them, because if they're doing a full-time job and they run a business, they need to know how to manage both and not burn out. They start thinking, okay, can they afford me? So are they, to the employed, how much is their income? Do they have disposable income to actually fund, to invest in their business? Also, where are they based? Are they international? Are they within the UK? All these questions, what are their attributes? What are their interests? What is their lifestyle like? I need to answer those questions and identify my ideal client. Then I go into problem statement. What problem would my ideal client be having that my business wants to solve? So for me, the problem would mostly is not having consistent flow of income in their business. So I'm able to give them that solution where you can have, give them strategies to have that consistent flow of income. Because if you want to leave your day job one day, then you want to make sure that your business is bringing a consistent flow of income, right? So I would then help them to give them strategies that will help them make that. Then you have to look into your service offering. So what's my service? What am I offering? Then what's my offer? Is it a program? Is it a power session? What exactly is your offer? Okay, it's very, very key. A lot of us, we just keep sharing things on social media, but a lot of people don't know what you can do for them, how you can do it. There's no offer. Create an offer, market it, let them know that this is what they can take. What does the offer do for them? How does the offer get them the transformation they need? Is very key. Your positioning. Once you know who your ideal client is, then you will know where they can be found, so that you can position yourself right in front of them, so that when you're selling and marketing yourself or your product or service, they can see it and they can take interest, build interest, then eventually buy from you. Then your framework as a coach, I always say you're a bridge, because your clients will pass through you to get to their destination, to the transformation, right? So what is your framework to getting them there? It's very key to understand that. Now, the next thing that you need to also be aware of is, so now that you know all these things, what are the you need to take strategic direction, right? So you need to understand strategy to achieve your sales goals. So I always break it down. So the two aspects to it, so it's knowing your numbers, but two aspects. The aspect A is understanding what's my sales goal for the year, then divide that by 12 to know your monthly sales goals. You can then break it down to weeks if you want. If there's not much you need to make each week, each month, then that will help you get your end of year goals, sales goals. That is the first part of it. The second part is, now that you know your monthly sales goals, then you look into your packages you're offering. What you offer, how much are they, how many of that do I need? Maybe you need to sell 3 packages to make your monthly sales goals, for example. Perfect. Now, then you now need to know how many leads you need to get to be able to achieve 3 paid offer, for you to be able to get that monthly sales goal. You need to know all of these things, because if you don't, you will then struggle to make a consistent sales in your business. And all this then will also inform your marketing activities, because when you know your figures, you know what you need to do, where you need to be, where you need to market yourself, what your marketing objectives would be. It will help you. It's very key. You need to also know what your value proposition is. Value to your client. So what you think is value might not be what your client think is value. So you need to understand what is valuable to your client. Once you know your ideal client, what is valuable to them, how can you provide this to them through your service offering is very key. Content creation versus conversion. A lot of you guys, you create content, but is it converting? Are you making money from it? So it's very key that you create content that strategically, based on your marketing goals, based on your sales goals, that will convert to paying clients. And when you're creating content, make sure you use the right language, the right messaging that helps them to understand the value you're going to provide for them, the transformation you're bringing to them. Make sure it shows that yes, you are here for them. You're the one that's answered solution to their problem, and you're about to give them the transformation they need. So that way it can convert. Lead magnets are another way you can also help. So lead magnets where you get people to sign up to your email list, because then that's another email marketing tactics, right? So you need to have, people don't give out the emails for free anymore. So they need to have something that's valuable. When they say that you're creating a lead magnet that's valuable to them, they will give you the email. Now they are the forefront, you're going to be at the forefront of their mind, because they're going to be getting your email marketing, right? So they know what you can do, the tips you can give, how powerful you are, how your authority in that industry. So before you know it, they will grow interest in you, they will desire your service, and they will eventually buy from you. Collaborate, work with other coaches that aligns, that complement your stuff. So for me as a clarity coach, I might want to work with a confidence coach, for example. It's possible. I might want to work with a mental health coach, for example, because business can be tough. Come give us, tips on how, as business owners are running, that are just doing our career, how we can balance our life so that we don't affect our mental well-being. Collaborate, because then when we collaborate like that, the mental health coach, followers or audience, then we get to know who I am. Now, my audience will get to know who the mental health coach is as well. And before you know it, you never know who is watching, who is listening. You start, getting that you're getting out there. People are following you. They're seeing what you're doing. Eventually, become your client. OPA, other people's audience. Use go on people's podcast, go on people's Instagram lives. Okay, do programs together with other people's platform. Appear live, why not? It's very key. Grant interviews, why not? Let people know you. It's about, before, there's this thing we call KLT, know, like, trust. Before anybody can buy from you, they need to know you. So you need to create that awareness, and OPA can help you do that. They need to trust you, they need to like you, which means about your content, they need to be able to resonate with your content. Then they need to trust you. That's the only time they can drop their money. Hire a coach, mentor, or an accountability partner is very key. Like I mentioned before, a coach still needs a coach. You cannot do it alone. You need the guidance. Some people have been there where you are now. Some people are already there. They've passed it. So you want to leverage on this expertise. Go evergreen. It's up to you, launching or evergreen. It's up to you. But for me, evergreen works better, because then you can enroll clients any time of the year, any time of the month, without worrying about, oh, you have to prepare this for launch, you have to prepare that. No, evergreen is just evergreen. I think it's the best strategy for coach anyway. But of course, it depends on what kind of coach you are as well. So it's very key to look in. Again, these are just a high level of recap. If you watch last week's recording, you get more gems from there. And if you have any question, of course, feel free to type them, and also and just type in our WhatsApp group or on the resource hub as well. We'll definitely give you answers to them. How can you avoid burnout, especially those that, are juggling family life, day job, and business together, or other things that they're doing? How do you then avoid burnout? Create a process, seamless process. When you create a process is basically from somebody getting to know about you to them becoming your paying clients, and beyond that, becoming a crusader and evangelist for your brand that talks about you and bring more clients for you. Create a process. If anybody needs help in creating that process, I can help you with that. That's not a problem. And then once you have that process, then you have to start looking at what is the system that I need to achieve that process. At each process flow level, what system do I need? Is it email system? Is it invoice system? Is it payment system? Is it contract system? What exactly is it CRM system? What exactly do you need? Then automation of process. There's some part of the process flow that you probably have to be doing all the time things that you normally repeat or things that you easily forget, put them automation. That way you can be having a holiday in Bahamas or Jamaica or America and things will be going okay in the background for you. You don't have to be stuck to your phone, your laptop, especially when you're working, that you don't have the opportunity to work on your business while you're working for somebody else. The automation is in place, then you're good to go. It's very key. Set boundaries. What are your opening hours? What are your closing hours? Do you work weekends? Don't put sentiment in it. This was for me. I believe that's why I have business phone. So that people don't mix it up like, oh, because I'm online at 9 p.m. on my personal phone, it means I'm going to answer you. No, I won't. So please set boundaries is very, very key. Outsource if and when necessary. You cannot do it alone, especially if you're the only one in your business at the moment. Outsource, get a VA, get a designer, get a graphic designer, get whoever you need. Well, if you have the funding for it, do it. Don't burn out. Don't feel like you're alone. You don't have to do it. Outsource if and when necessary, and then if you can afford it. And that's it really about how you can create a sustainable and successful coaching business. There's no point in you being good at coaching and you're not able to run it as a business or make profit. Remember what I said, if you want to make an impact, you need the money as well. So making impact while making income, you need it. So that is all. I'm going to stop sharing now. That is all that we did for the 3 weeks workshop here at ABC. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment on the resource hub or come to the WhatsApp chat and we can have a discussion about it. And if you have contribution as well, if you want to lead or share some things with us, please do feel free to share with us in a WhatsApp group as well. I hope this workshop has been great, informative and encouraging and empowering and useful to you all. We would like to hear your feedback as well. So please do watch other recordings and let us know what you think, how else we can do better. Like I said, we thrive on feedback. We want to continue to improve our service to you. We are here for you, here to serve you. And do not feel like you are on your own. You're not on your own. We are here to support you to run this business successfully. If there's anything you think you're lacking or you could use more of, please reach out to us, myself or Shireen. Let us know and we'll definitely be able to reach out and help you. This is why we exist, for you, to help you, to support you, to make sure you run a successful and sustainable business. Okay, so that'll be all from me today. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining for the past weeks as well. We really appreciate your time and we'll speak soon. Have a wonderful weekend and take care of yourself. Bye.